Hi, this is ronMctube playing the Hunter on PC, and today we're on redfeather 4s because Ron wants to try and help some of you who are struggling to find elk and make it as basic as possible. A lot of talk on the forums about animal populations. Who cares? Did a poll about if you think anything's changed to do with animal population and stuff. So I'm here on redfeather 4s because I've seen a lot of people mention elk, especially recently on Steam and on the forums. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to show people how easy it is to get elk, for example, and just show you that a lot of things haven't changed. It's just you need to change your hunting styles maybe to get the benefit of this. And as you can see, I've been hunting for 1 minute. I've got a male elk calling out of Dogwood Lodge. Started at 11 AM and I'm calling it in. 1 minute, that's all it's took. So just change your hunting styles. If things aren't working for you, try different things. If you've been playing for quite a few years, a lot of people stick to certain routes, certain tent positions, start from there. Sometimes things do change either by design or not by design, might be a bug. So just change things up. The animals always spawn at certain locations on the map, so they are there each time. There's always a fixed amount each time it loads in, so they are there. And this is all you need to do for elk. Come Dogwood Lodge, 11 AM, and walk straight out the gate here where I'm showing you. Now you may come here and you don't get a call. Now what normally happens is, where I am now and where I've spawned, is some of the locations where I'm just putting my point around is where elk will be. So if you walk straight out of the lodge and there isn't an elk that calls you, or you don't see one, normally it's a whitetail. It's either whitetail or elk normally here. Now what I'm going to show you is I've got a tent position which I don't think I've ever shown in any other video or wrote about it, and you can see it on my right. I will give you the exact coordinates in a minute when I go to it after I've got this elk. Now this tent position, there's always elk there. I've never had a single whitetail off that position at the tent's location. You can get him near it, but if you start there or go there, you generally will always get elk. I've never once had a whitetail there, so I'll give you those details in a minute. We're going to call this elk in. We've got this summer event going off, the fiesta, and lots of people taking part of that. Some people are struggling with missions. I've been so busy doing various different things that I've done some of them, but I've not done them all because I just haven't had the time. But so when I've had a bit of time, I thought I'd do this video because I see a lot of people talking about the animal populations, and it just sort of trigger me a little bit sometimes, because a lot of this game is very simple, but people overcomplicate things and stick to certain routines, and that's one of the biggest things I think in this game. Certain people will get a tent position, and where they've done maybe good years ago, 3-4 years ago, and they'll stick there and they'll just ride that out every hunt, try somewhere different, because like I say, things change, and maybe not by design, something else may have changed which influences that area, which it might not work as well, or something was changed and maybe someone don't know about it. So always change up your game, try different spots. Not only that, you learn more about the game. Generally, if you go to an area like where I am now and you're getting a whitetail, if whitetail's there and the elk's not there, that means the elk's somewhere else. So obviously you've got to check somewhere else. So all you need to do, ideally, or it's only a small one, is find the elk hotspots around a map if you're looking for elk. So on redfeather, I know where the locations are where elk will be, and they're going to be in those locations. If not, it's going to be an animal who spawns or is around that area. So say if that area has elk and whitetail and I go there and it's whitetail, I know the elk are somewhere else, so there's no point in wasting my time there. So we've done our checking of the area, can't see any other elk. There's always a possibility that some animals might be caught up or trapped on a rock or something. It does happen now and again, and you think, I checked everywhere, and then it comes in a bit late. So always be wary of that. A good reason to use the bow as well, because you won't make much noise. If you shoot this with a rifle and it was there, then it's going to run away. So I'll take this elk. I don't think there's anything here. There you go. About 35 meters. It always shoots flat, the snake right there. So if you shoot animals at that sort of range, it's just a case of point and shoot, and hopefully you drop it. I'm not going to take a trophy shot of this animal because it's very small. We probably won't even make 200. It's a tiny elk. You always know when you get the big ones, they've got 3 tines on the back, very wide set of antlers, and 1,000 snakebite kills. That's took me quite a few years to get that, so that's a good achievement. Trusty snakebite bow, that's my favourite bow. I have used all the bows, but this is the one I always stick to. Let's move to my new tent location. I'm going to show you for the first time. Now this tent location I've not shown anyone in any videos or spoke about it. I've got an elk already on it. It's literally on us, so I don't know. There it is. It's only a small bull. So we'll take this out with a bow. This is what I was on about. This tent location, there only seems to be elk in this position. And ideally that's what you want when you're after a species. You want it where the lowest probability of other species are there and your target species is there. So let's give you this tent coords. X equals -9529, Y -3580. So there's Ron's secret tent location. Always elk here in this location. You might not be exactly on the tent when you come here or start here, but they are always in this area. And like I say, there's a low probability of any other species being here, and that's ideally what you want. Now we're gonna once Ron gets his tongue out his mouth, one twisted, we're gonna move up to turkey decoy I've placed. Now I place that there so I know where a certain location is. It's not orthodox, but it does the job. Now we have marked the red marker. I'm gonna walk that way, and often you get elk here. If they're not here, they sort of move around to where I'm going now, or they can move down to this tree stand. But I've found this spot up here where I've got a turkey decoy. If you walk up there, you normally get a call of an elk. It's weird. You walk up, bam, near that spot, call of an elk. So we're going to do that. Walk up. There is a big sort of mountain and like a canyon, and it sits like in the belly of it. But I was watching a stream of one of the devs one day, well, community managers. This was a while ago, quite a while ago, and they had the tent near this location. And I know all of redfeather like the back of my hand, and I thought that area is not normally that good for elk. So I thought, you know what, I'll try this. I suspected there'd been some recent changes, and some people said there wasn't changes, some said they don't know and all this and that, so it wasn't confirmed there was changes. But when I went to this area and put my tent here, which was just there, guess what, elk every time, elk every time, elk every time. I thought, if I come here every time there's elk always there, do you know what I mean? And I'd seen that in the stream, the tent position, so that's how I got it. I don't know how many clocked it or if anyone else did it, but it definitely works because I've had some really big elk off this spot. And basically I just kept it to myself. But with so many people saying that they're struggling to get elk and stuff, I thought, you know what, I'll share that location, and that should help a lot of people out. So I hope it works for you. If you look at a previous elk guide I did, 95% of that all the same. You can follow that guide and you will get very big elk still. I still think it's probably the best elk guide out there for just pure getting elk. I've done a few of these guides on elk because like I say, elk is one of my favourite species, so I've put a lot of time into it, thousands of hours, just refining after elk. The previous elk guide I did, I spent a month hunting them every day, all day, to make that guide. So that's the kind of effort I put into it, and that's why I released it and gave out the details. Got loads of very big elk as well. I think it was about 50 over 350 sort of for that video, trying to refine the perfect way of getting a big elk. So I'll move up to where my turkey decoy is. I call it Frank. I have included it in a couple of videos where I was using it to get bear, bit of a mock video, but it was just fun. I really enjoyed doing it. At the minute, there's a lot of talk on the forum about Africa because Call of the Wild is getting Africa. I will be doing videos on Call of the Wild and Africa when it's released. It does look very nice. There's lots of talk about the species. or it's going to play. But the thing is, a lot of classic people are saying like, well, if Call of Wild's got Africa, when will we get it? A few years ago there was an article and basically a lot of people said, well, not a lot of people, but certain people said we wouldn't get Africa because how it's portrayed, hunting in Africa and such and such. Well, now with Call of Wild getting Africa and the species that a lot of people probably had problems with hunting or issues related to them, they've not done the big five basically. Well, the ones that sort of cause all the issues if you do hunt them, well, they're not going to be in it. So classic, you never know, it may get Africa. And the thing about classic is, got an elk call, Africa has been the most requested reserve since classic has come out. But I don't think people wanted to do it because of the issues based around it, which is understandable, but it's also kind of annoying because when you want something, it's like when you want that cake. If someone says you can't have it and you can see it or you can imagine what it's like, it's kind of annoying. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get Africa in the end. It would be nice. That is a step towards maybe having it, getting it on Call of Wild. I don't know, but I hope it does happen. Now, just like I was saying, near Frank the turkey decoy, what have we got? An elk call. And it always seems to work like this. Like I say, I've been here hundreds of times, and that's why the decoy's here, because when I've got this exact sort of area, elk calls. Very low probability of whitetail. You can get whitetail here, but it's very rare you get whitetail here. So I'm going to move down to Frank, if I can find him, and hopefully see a decent elk. What has everyone been up to this week? What have you been hunting in real life? Have you been fishing? What have you been hunting in game? Have you had any trophies? Drop them in the comments. As I always say, I like to see and hear what you've been up to, what you've had. Tree Kiwi's been doing a good comp on the forums about locations, and you have to replicate a picture he puts up, quite a hard identify a picture, and then you have to go there and then take a picture of where you think it is with prizes. So have a look at that. We've got a whitetail call. Now that's very rare. That's very rare indeed to get a whitetail call here. There is a low probability of being whitetail here, but every time I've ever come here, I'd say 99% of the time, always elk. That's a bit odd. Never know, it might be a really big one, but we're doing an elk guide, so we'll see how this elk goes. Try and find Frank the turkey. That is weird. I say that because often there's like odd spawns in certain locations. When you played as long as I've played over 10,000 hours of this game. Do you know what I mean? So too much. But you notice certain things which are different and odd. Now I can go to certain locations. There's one on redfeather, for example, and I know if a call comes from that certain spot, at the times I've had calls from that certain spot, they've been really nice animals or really odd ones. So I'm just wondering if this is decent or something, because I've never had a whitetail call in this sort of area. We'll see what this elk's like, and then we'll maybe take a look at that. It don't seem to be coming now. Feels a bit odd. Here's Frank the turkey decoy. As I said, I use them for markers. They stand out normally pretty well. Let's look at this whitetail. Holy moly, look at that. Look at that. That's going down. I'm not messing about with snake bite for that. Neither was something not quite right with that. What do you think to that, Frank? You've seen him all along, didn't you? He's sitting there watching it. He knew all along. Frank the turkey decoy spotted him for me. He never took his eye off it. Knew there was something not quite right with that. Always trust your gut in this game. It's a good thing. It does tend to pay off as well. If you think, oh, I just seen that animal there, Is that a big animal or such and such? Trust your gut. A lot of the time it tends to pay off. Now look at that. I'm going to store some hats on that. That's a beauty. Very big non-typical whitetail. I don't think it'll beat my best one, which was 300 and, I can't remember if it's 360 or 316. But look at that. So we're coming out to do an elk guide. I'm happy with that surprise because that's a monster. I do like the antlers. Sometimes they go really odd, or you get one big one, one small one, but that's got a really nice configuration. Very weird, but very big. The 300 plus one I had really big, like branches close together, but absolutely massive. That's more sideways and long. 270 it scored, so very nice. And guess what? That's going in my trophy lodge. So let's take it to my trophy lodge because I haven't got one that big in there. I haven't got a trophy non-typical in there. I have got a nice trophy non-typical mule deer, which scored 288, I think it was. So let's go and place him in there. So it's worked out well. I do a series 4 trophy hunts. So this one is going to be going in there now. But it's a nice surprise. We didn't come for that. But like I say, that was a rare occurrence. Not very often you'll get whitetail there. So there's my polar bear, over 30, which is a big polar bear. Big elk. Where do we put him though? Because I know the mounts we've got left, we're going to have to remove one of these, and all these animals in here are really big. Either trophy composition, top 3, or very big, like 206 Dow. There's no way I'm removing that. A mule deer, 288. The wolf, very big. Which do we remove? The whitetail, which got me second in the comp. They're all proper trophies in there. That's what I'm doing with this lodge. It's going to be like the absolute best trophy room. There's no, it's about there. Each time we get something bigger, it's going in. Because that's what a trophy room should be. What should we ask him? You with a beard. What should we remove? So look at the plaques. Look, they're all full up. I think I'm going to remove the 190 blacktail, which a 190 is a nice animal, but the whitetail's better. So up it goes. We'll remove the blacktail. If we get like a 193 or above blacktail, we're going to be in trouble. But what do we do next? Because all those smaller plaques are filled up. Take a trophy shot. It's coming together really nice. Really happy with what we've got in up to yet. Drop in the comments what you want me to go after next for a trophy plaque animal. Now we've got some bigger animals here we could go for. Maybe bison, water buffalo, banteng. We haven't got any bird species or rabbits. Birds, what should we go after if we go after birds? Do like turkey hunting. Turkey hunting is one of my favourite. A trophy turkey would be nice. Over 69. Fabled 70 would be. They're as rare as rocking horse shit. So a big turkey would be nice. We've got some more bears we could go for. Kangaroo possibly. I'm not really a big fan of kangaroo. I've got a decent pheasant, but it's not a monster. It's a shame because I have had really big turkey and really big pheasant, but that was just before the trophy lodge come in. I have had 29 plus pheasants and 69 plus turkey, but not since the lodge come out. So turkey could be a good one to go for next. Just drop in the comments what you think I should go for, but the lodge is coming together nicely. A true trophy lodge as well. I'm not just sticking anything in. We're going for real monsters or real big rares or trophy position animals. It's been a nice surprise as well because I've tried to make the video to help you out on elk, and Ron's got a little bonus with a nice big trophy non-typical whitetail. Really enjoyed hunting. So that's been me, ronMctube. We've been playing the Hunter on PC. Please subscribe to my YouTube channels. Hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching. Bye bye.